Hello friends, this is Ankit Joshi. I welcome you all on this platform, and in this series of Coffee with Concepts, today we are going to discuss a very important concept of engineering mathematics, and there we are going to learn the concept of eigenvalues of a matrix. So students, there are two aspects. One is the qualitative and another is the quantitative part. Quantitative corresponds to the calculation of something. So here we are going to learn the different aspects of calculation of eigenvalues. So all my dear students, stay tuned for the next 15 minutes, and there I will be quickly telling you how to evaluate eigenvalues of a matrix efficiently and quickly in your GATE exam or related subsidiary exams. So students, in this particular session we will be starting with what are these eigenvalues and how these eigenvalues can be evaluated for different types of square matrices and their important aspects. So students, before defining eigenvalue, I must tell you invariant vector. So students, first of all I would tell you that this concept of eigenvalues or the similar concept called as eigenvectors is applicable only and only for the square matrices. So students, just go through this statement. We are having a vector x. If this vector x is multiplied by a square matrix A, then this results in the same vector with some scalar multiplication. So in this expression, this scalar multiplication lambda is nothing but the eigenvalue. So eigenvalue can be called as the scaling factor. So students, if you are having a vector such that if it is multiplied by a square matrix results in the same vector, then this particular vector is called as invariant vector, and in this expression this scalar lambda is called as eigenvalue. So students, if you just go through this point, that already you have gone through this equation Ax equal to lambda x, and if I introduce a unit matrix here and bring all the terms on the left hand side, you will get Ax minus lambda ix. So students, if you further take capital X common, in that case you will be getting this expression. So all my dear students, this particular expression, this is called as equation 1, and this equation 1 is nothing but the homogeneous system. So this is a homogeneous system, and you already know that for a homogeneous system to have non-trivial solution, the necessary condition is the determinant of this coefficient matrix must be 0. So I will write an equation here. That A minus lambda I, this is the coefficient matrix. If its determinant is 0, then this system represented by equation 1 will be having non-trivial solution. So this is the condition for non-trivial solution of this homogeneous system. So students, this equation is called as characteristic equation, and its roots are called as eigenvalues. As it is very clear that this equation will be in terms of lambda, it will be a quadratic equation, it can be a cubic equation. So depending on the order of this matrix A, you will be having the order of this equation. So if your matrix is 2 cross 2, then you will be having quadratic equation, hence it will have 2 roots. Further you can have cubic equation for 3 cross 3 matrix, and hence it will have 3 roots. So roots of this equation are called as characteristic values or eigenvalues. So students, eigenvalues are eigenvalues are always the roots of this characteristic equation, and many at a times these eigenvalues are referred as characteristic roots, characteristic values, latent roots, or latent values. Few more points. The concept of eigenvalues, as I already told you, this is valid only and only for the square matrices. Students, how many eigenvalues will exist? As I told you that the number of eigenvalues depend on the order of this equation. So if this is a 3 cross 3 matrix, if A is a 3 cross 3 matrix, then definitely this will be cubic equation, hence it will have 3 roots. So ultimately I can say that the number of eigenvalues existing for a given square matrix will be exactly equal to the order of that matrix. So if you are having a 2 cross 2 matrix, it will be having 2 eigenvalues. For a 3 cross 3 matrix, 3 eigenvalues, and so on. Eigenvalues, since they are the roots of an equation, So all the conditions that you can obtain from for the roots of an equation are all equally applicable for the eigenvalues as well. So eigenvalues can be real and distinct, eigenvalues can be real and equal, or sometimes they can be complex as well. Student, on your screen you can see an example here. I will be quickly working out how to calculate the eigenvalues of this matrix. Students, I will be just following the conventional method. This is a square matrix. I am writing the characteristic equation A minus lambda I, determinant equal to 0. How to write this quickly? Students, just subtract lambda from the diagonal elements. So 1 minus lambda, 2 minus lambda, and remaining elements as it is. So on solving this, you will get 1 minus lambda multiplied by 2 minus lambda minus 6 equal to 0. So I am going to get a quadratic equation. So lambda square minus 2 lambda minus lambda will be minus 3 lambda, and 2 minus 6, that will be 4. So students, I am getting lambda minus 4 and lambda plus 1 as the factors. So ultimately lambda 1 will be 4 and lambda 2 will be minus 1. So we have got the eigenvalues of this matrix. So this is how we are going to calculate the eigenvalues. Now we are moving towards few very important points related to the eigenvalues. So students, few more important points. Students, for a matrix, if you add all the eigenvalues together, that will be always equal to trace of the matrix. Are you aware of the trace? Trace means in a square matrix, sum of all the principal diagonal elements. Okay, yeah. Product of eigenvalues. Product of eigenvalues is always equal to the determinant of the matrix. Few more points. Students, as I already told you that if you are having a singular matrix, then its determinant will be 0. Okay. Now, we also know that determinant is nothing but the product of the eigenvalues. So if you are having a 2 cross 2 matrix, then it will be having 2 eigenvalues, lambda 1 and lambda 2. So as per the note just we have gone through on the previous frame, we found that the product of these eigenvalues will be equal to determinant. And if you are saying that it is a similar matrix, then its determinant, then this determinant will be 0. So the product of eigenvalues will be 0. This condition will lead us to a special conclusion that at least one of them will be 0. It means if you are having a singular matrix, then at least one of the eigenvalue will be 0. Singular matrix का कम से कम एक eigenvalue 0 होगा. And on the contrary, if you are not having a singular matrix, if you are having a non-singular matrix, then of course none of the eigenvalue will be 0. None of the eigenvalue will be 0. For a non-singular matrix, none of the eigenvalue will be 0. Let's proceed. Students, if you represent all the eigenvalues of a matrix together, say in the form of a set, then that set is called as spectrum of that given matrix. If someone asks you what is the spectrum of this matrix, then he is actually asking you the eigenvalues. What are the eigenvalues? Just find out those eigenvalues, collect them together in a set. That set will be called as spectrum. And magnitude wise, largest eigenvalue will be called as spectral radius. Here comes the concept. The magnitude of magnitude wise largest eigenvalue is called as spectral radius. Students, now comes a very important concept just ahead of you. If eigenvalues of a 3 cross 3 matrix are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, I am just writing like this. Dekho bacha. Say a matrix A is having eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. Now, if you are willing to find the eigenvalues of A transpose, so believe me, eigenvalues of A transpose are same as that of A. So lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 will be the eigenvalues of A transpose as well. For A inverse, eigenvalues will be simply the reciprocal of these eigenvalues. Wow, what a concept. Now, if I proceed further, if I am looking for the eigenvalues of adjoint of that matrix, then the eigenvalues will be determinant of A upon lambda 1, determinant of A upon lambda 2 and determinant of A upon lambda 3. And further, if you are looking for the eigenvalues of A square, just square the eigenvalues of matrix A, lambda 1 square, lambda 2 square and lambda 3 square. If you are looking for the eigenvalues of A cube, then what? Lambda 1 cube, lambda 2 cube and lambda 3 cube. So I can say that if you are looking for the eigenvalues of a matrix represented by f of A, then the eigenvalues will be f of lambda 1, f of lambda 2 and f of lambda 3. So students, these are few very important points. Some more points just ahead of you. Yes, so eigenvalues of a triangular matrix or a diagonal matrix are straight away the diagonal elements. Students, I am not advising you to convert the given matrix into diagonal form. No, not at all. What I am saying, if originally your matrix is a triangular matrix, either lower triangular or upper triangular, or originally your matrix is a diagonal matrix, then the eigenvalues will be simply the principal diagonal elements. That's it. So suppose if I am having a matrix like this, 1 0 0 0 4 0 0 0 minus 2. So this is a diagonal matrix. Clearly this is a diagonal matrix. So eigenvalues will be lambda 1 equal to 1, lambda 2 equal to 4 and lambda 3 equal to minus 2. Similarly, if I am having a lower triangular matrix, so the principal diagonal elements are 1, minus 1 and 2. So the three eigenvalues are 1, minus 1 and 2. So students, in this particular session, in this particular short video, I just tried to give you the exact idea how to quickly evaluate the eigenvalues. Okay, so here I focused only on the calculation aspect, but this will definitely help you in gaining marks very quickly, very smartly in your GATE exams. So that's all from my side, students. In Coffee with Concepts, I will be there again with you in the new video very short from now. Thank you.